Hi, ladies. Welcome to I Am Coach Maria channel. I am Maria and I am a life coach for women. And I help you connect deeper to yourself, your passions to really lead a purpose-driven life. So if that's important to you, hit the subscribe button below and you'll be notified anytime of videos or any insights that come up that would really help you in your journey. So let's get started. Today's topic is about unlocking your true self. And what do I mean by that? What does it mean to really unlock your true self? Well, that's what we'll be talking about today. And it's really about a conversation of allowing yourself to feel, to be the embodied woman of femininity, energy. So let's back up a little and really talk about what does that mean? And because we can really hear and we could really read and listen to other podcasts or books about this feminine energy and being embodied and letting it flow, but something within us, we know we're not there yet, right? We're getting stuck on certain things, certain patterns keep happening, we keep repeating the same thing. So in order to unlock your true self, we first must come down from the mind into our body. And what does that mean, right? I think we can conceptualize the meaning of, okay, well, yeah, like I get it. I'm in my heart. I'm open-hearted. I'm a good person. I'm nice. I do, I go to church on Sunday, or I believe in something higher than myself. I'm a very spiritual person. I'm very open and open-minded and nice, right? I have a good heart. I have good intentions. Well, what that necessarily doesn't mean that you're coming into your body. And this is really the myth number one that I want to bust is just because you are a nice person and you have good values and you have good intentions doesn't mean that you are living open-hearted, that you are in your body, that you're really letting your heart lead and be open in any circumstance. And this is really where we want to go, because the more you're in your heart space, feeling and being there, being felt with all the emotions, the more you will be magnetic as a feminine woman and you will stand in your leadership and power. And I don't mean power in the sense where will be putting anyone down. No, ma'am. This is about a collective power. This is about finding your own authenticity and being yourself, shining bright, sharing your magic when you come back to your body. So there's certain processes that we need to do in order to get there. And I didn't know that myself. I did not know that I was being disembodied or that I needed this sort of work. What really come down to, I was feeling so depleted and unfulfilled and overwhelmed and always worried on a day-to-day basis, right? I would always find there's something missing. There's something missing here. And then I kept getting stuck. I didn't know what. I'm like, what is it? Like, what is it that I'm supposed to do? What is it that it's missing here? I have a good job. At the moment, I didn't have a partner, but I knew I was striving for a partner. I was like, okay, I want a partner. I really want a partner. But it was coming from this needy energy because I was hoping that that thing or my partner will fill me up. Right? And this is the opposite way of how we want to live and how we want to be embodied and how we're going to unlock our true selves. So the number one thing we need to really strive to do in order to unlock your true self, to come back to the body and really live openly, is to notice where you're getting stuck. Become aware of what you're focusing on a day-to-day basis. Where are you focusing and what's your energetic level? What's your current emotional state every day? So for me, it was always about worrying. It was always about stressing out. It was always about the other person. It was always about like, what if I'm too much? What if I'm not enough? What if I can't do it? What if something happens? I was always in this worried, doubtful, second guessing, not really coming back to my power. And this is where I realized that something's going to change because that's what I'm going to keep creating. I'm not in an energetic level. I'm in my mind. I'm in my mind worrying, thinking, creating problems, okay? So this is one sign that you know that you're not embodied in your heart space. Just because you can feel, just because you're a sensitive person or an empath, doesn't mean you're embodied. Meaning, doesn't mean that you can feel experiences, that you're able to really come from a neutral place of feeling and allowing your emotions, no blaming or pointing finger, right? Or thinking that's anything outside of you, which you're still thinking. That's your egoic mind, right? We want to make others wrong so we can feel better. But it's really allowing open-hearted, being felt, being in your emotions, being in your vulnerability, and sharing openly how grateful you are, or an experience of vulnerability where you were hurt or sad. But just because this is the myth number 2, just because you're an empath or sensitive doesn't really mean that you are embodied or that you are coming from a place of really feeling all your emotions. Sometimes, and let me know if this is you, this was totally me. I'm a sensitive person, and sometimes I would take whatever their feelings or whatever they said as an attack, right? I'm like, oh, they thought that I wasn't good enough, or maybe they thought that they need to fix me to feel better, or I need to fix myself. That's the comment, right? Maybe they could be like, oh, your hair was a little flat today. And I was like, oh my God, I'm totally not, perfect, or I'm not enough, or my hair isn't enough, or whatever that may be. So I was taking it into my mind. I was creating a meaning, and then I was feeling what I've already felt of my life. Probably unworthy, probably shame, probably doubt. Or the opposite way of being sensitive or an empath is you taking that on and really putting in the hat of, no one's going to do this to me. I am an independent woman. I got this. I'm here for a reason. I'm going. But then we're avoiding. So you can either be in avoiding that and just continuing your day, right? Not wanting to feel maybe guilt, maybe doubt, maybe insecurity. Or you can be the other one, which is always looping and just being in that constant state. So just becoming aware here, really, of where you're at. Because the more you know how you are operating, the more you know yourself. So if anything else comes up, that's your mind saying, oh, my mind wants to blame this person. And when that's when we become a victim and we aren't able to change our circumstances. So really, the power and the intention here is to come back and say, I'm choosing this. I'm choosing to blame this person. I'm choosing to not believe in myself right now. I'm choosing to take someone else's comment and make that mean X, Y, Z. Because that's how we become our empowered self from within. And this is really the invitation today, is to unlocking that part of you, that true self part of you that already knows its innate value and worth here, regardless of what anyone else says, right? Because you already felt it within yourself. You don't need no praise or love or validation because you already know that. That's just extra because you're already in overflow. So one of the things, in order to unlock your true self, what I really want to hone in this video is, number one, becoming aware of how you're functioning. And we did that through some questions and really seeing with the curious mind of compassion. We're not here to judge or blame yourself or keep putting yourself down, right? Like a whiplash or inner critic of trying to shape you into place. No. That's not what I stand for. That's not what we're doing here. It's really becoming aware of your own patterns. For number two, realizing how we can shift them, realizing how we can alchemize them in order to become your balanced, whole self, embodied self. Not just live in our own limitations of the mind, but really come down to your body where your limitlessness, where your sensations live, where the truth of who you really are live. So in order to come down, becoming aware, number two, in this video, the lesson that I want to leave you with is coming back to your joy. Coming back to what lights you up, what brings you joy. That's literally the redirect and the step we want to take to now. We haven't been taught this. Even when we were younger, it's like, what do I have to do? There's not enough time. Do the homework, do this. No, in order to be approved, you got to get an A or a B, or a C. It was like average. You're just average. You're nothing special. You're just average. And so if we've been indoctrinated into this belief, whether you've recognized it or not, into, measuring yourself, right? Like if you don't look like this, then you're just not worthy enough, or not deserving enough. This has been happening since you're 5, maybe sometimes younger, of schooling in certain parts. It was meant well. It was just a beautiful misunderstanding from programming and conditioning. But now it's your choice and our choice as women to really lead the path in connecting deeper to ourselves and to our innate value and worth. And to redirect, which is step number 2, after becoming aware, and this is an ongoing process, guys. It's like, for me, I keep finding aware that the more you grow, the deeper you connect to yourself, the more you find beautiful findings and misunderstandings that we can let go of once we accept them and once we see them with curiosity. Because something my coach said, Alyssa Nobriga, is if you want to get stuck with something, you do 2 things. You identify with it, you take it as truth, or you judge it. So we definitely don't want to do that. We really want to strive to just seeing it with curiosity. This is just an experiment for you to really become aware of where you're still in your mind and your limitations of your upbringing, beautiful upbringing and conditioning, whether it be your family or society or community or gender roles, whatever that may be. And number 2, we really want to step to, and I want us to really step into playing more. Being in your joy. What brings you alive and why? Why is that? And it's because this is how we were created. We were created to be in bliss, to be in full joy. Everything comes when you're in full bliss of yourself, of your life, of your being. Everything. Because you're now resonating and vibrating at a different state, different energy, at a higher energy, where everything comes to you. Everything attracts. So I really want to hone in on this, because it's not about changing what you look like. Sure, you can do that. If you want to better yourself, or you want to look differently, or fit into certain sort of genes, great. But that sort of result is not going to give you anything that you already have. You are already innate and worthy and beautiful and abundant and prosperous. It's now tapping into that where my work really helps you with, where I really stand for women who connect deeper to themselves, to lead purpose-driven lives, to no longer be in this sort of hamster wheel of doing things for others, or doing because you have to get a paycheck, or doing things because otherwise you're a bad mom. Is really back connecting to yourself and knowing that you're already innately valuable and powerful and worthy and a good person. And that's even an egoic term, right? You're so divine and a blessing to this world. And in order to begin to even tap into this higher vibration, it's to focus on your joy. And what I want to leave you with today is really seeing of where can you add more joy to your life? Where can you be with yourself and notice with awareness and curiosity? We're like, oh my gosh, I'm back in my worry. I'm back in my self-doubt. I'm back in overthinking. I'm back in replaying the same memory, and catching yourself. Just catching yourself and noticing, oh, that's my mind. That's my thinking. And just coming back to this beautiful present moment and realizing, what can I do to help me feel more joy right now? What would be joyful for me to experience? What is one thing I can do right now that would lead me to more joy? And that's it. That's really the redirect that we want to go to now, to express more joy, to be more gratefulness, more happiness in your life. And even though it's so simple, so simple, we just overlook it because we want to make things hard, because we believe and we've been taught this other myth of things are hard. Life is hard. We got to stay and work on this thing for 15 years in order for us to let it go and really be in our power and feel our amazingness and get somewhere else. And just the work that we're going to do here and the invitation really in this channel, in my YouTube channel, and everything that I do and I share with you is I stand with you remembering and knowing that you are already that worthy, beautiful, deserving self today. Today. With those extra 15 pounds, with that extra hair that you don't like, with that extra bad skincare, whatever that may be, you're already innately valuable, worthy, deserving, a blessing to this world and to yourself. And really coming back to feeling that unconditional love and acceptance for yourself, because that's where the change is. And I want us to focus on having more compassion with ourselves, just with curiosity. You're just creating an experiment this week to really tap into, where am I dropping the ball? Where am I forgetting of my own beautifulness and divine and divinity and magnificence and significance in this world by worrying, by making things harder than they have to be, by believing in this sort of paradigm and environment that something's missing in my life right now, and focusing, redirecting on joy. Where can I add more joy? Where can I play more? Where can I just, even for me, like hopping down my apartment in the hallway, just like hopping down and coming back to the room, I hear my mind being judgy, like, oh my God, you're not 5 anymore. Why are you skipping down the hallway? Right? But it's really coming down and allowing ourselves to let our inner child play. That has become such a word, but I really want us to just tap into that childlike self of when you had no worries or recollection of how you would be perceived, or what would they say, or am I being too loud, am I being too much? You were just playing, you were just doing yourself, and if they were looking at you weird, you would just like stare at them back, or like no thought of it's your fault or I'm doing something weird. Or it's really coming back to that by playing and being in your joy more. My invitation is for you to come back to what brings you more aliveness this week. Because from here, we'll be able to really appreciate more and be in a higher energy state where you can allow things to happen, where you can attract things to happen, where you can come down to your fulfillment, really feel fulfilled, and just noticing all the times where you put pressure on yourself because of work, because of children, and just questioning those and just seeing with an awareness and writing down in this journal, if that serves you, of, okay, these are the patterns in my life. These are the themes where I am getting stuck on, and coming back to weekly analyzing and seeing, how many times have I played today? How many times have I played today in joy? Because I just love to feel good, because that makes me feel good. Not because I'm getting the dishes done and I don't have to do anything later. No, coming back to your pure joy. What would make you feel giddy and alive and excited and just being playful? Your playful self, no agenda, no caring of anyone else but your own happiness. It could be 5 minutes a day. It could be 10. It could be the full 1 day a week. What is it? And I really want you to implement at least daily a few moments that would really make you feel excited. Having that ice cream cone, or the chocolate, for me, I'm chocolate, or whatever that is. Watching the Netflix show from joy, though, not because you're trying to numb out. It's what would bring you joy, pure bliss to do in that moment. So let me know any comments or any insights, any aha moments for you that really resonated with you. Maybe awareness of a pattern that keeps coming up and you keep getting stuck. And we will definitely go there. I will definitely be here to share my insights, share the lessons that I've learned in my journey to really living and leading a purpose-driven life, because that's exactly what I want for you. Thank you, ladies. Again, if this resonates with you and this is something that you want to have in your life, lead a purpose-driven life, feel fulfilled within yourself in the work that you're creating or doing, or maybe you aren't even creating yet, but you will love to create something for yourself, not just work for other people or do things for others, but really come down to what makes you feel alive. Subscribe down below. I'll be here. I'll be sharing every week some lessons that I've learned to help you in your journey. Bye.